And now unnecessary rumors for people who are bored, have nothing to do with their time, have no imagination, and are collecting a big check from the government. Well, did you know that Russian fella, Yevgeny Prigozhin, or something like that, his name is that. Anyway, he was the head of that group, the Wagner group, or something like that, I don't care. Anyway, he was the head of them, and it was rumored that he was killed, because he was killed. And then what happened was, then there's a video of him in Africa, you know, and he's smoking a Philly blunt, and he says, no, I was not killed. I am in Africa, smoking a Philly blunt, drinking a Mai Tai. Some people say that's a CGI video, I've heard. There's a Professor Agnew who says that in his estimation, it's a CGI copy and that I'm an idiot. But you take a look at it yourself. It's online if you check, you know, and you might be able to find it. You could find it on that Alex you-know-who. But of course, that's not true. That's just a rumor, even though it might have little grains of truth in it, you know what I mean? Like when you're eating over the sink, corn on the cob, and little pieces fall out. Okay, there's little, ew, that's gross. There are little grains of truth in there, ladies and gentlemen, but it doesn't make it true, you know what I mean? Now, of course, ladies and gentlemen, there are a lot of rumors about where Mr. Prigozhin, or whatever his name is, of the Wagner Group, where he really is now, if he's not dead. Now, there are some people who think that he is that guy in Times Square in New York who wears the big plastic baby head, walks around with a diaper, and makes like $200 a day pretending he's a dancing baby. That's one rumor. That's the most popular. I think that's probably it. Because I said, you're a really cute baby. And he says, how much you give to me as tip? So I think that could have been him. Okay? Then a lot of people also, they think that he's a guy who sits on the corner of Sunset and Fairfax. He got a cane, eats bagels all day, and when bums walk by, he says, why you no work? Why you no work? Huh? Why you no work? Some people think that's him. Other people think that he's the guy behind the counter at Cantor's Deli that no matter what you ask for, he'll say, we don't have it. You ask him, potatoes? We don't have it. He's a we don't have it guy. I know it makes no sense, but a lot of people think that Prigozhin, if that's his name, from the Wagner Group, who...
Really?
Yes. A lot of people think that Prigozhin, who from the Wagner Group, a lot of people think that he is Gandhi. Now, of course, Gandhi died about 80 years ago or more, and how a guy who supposedly died now could be Gandhi. Now, the only answer for that lies within the super collider. You might know about the super collider. That's where scientists take one atomic booger and another one, and they shoot them at each other with an air blaster, and they hit each other in the middle there, and they go ka-chung! So it could be that Prigozhin or Prigozhin or jerk it off or whatever, that he went over there to the collider, and the two atomic boogers went, and then he was transported through time and space to India, where they have that spicy food and the people who go like this. That he was transported there, and that he became Gandhi. He suddenly had a pair of diapers on and said, don't eat meat, don't obey the British. Don't eat meat, don't obey the British. British, you have to go now. You have to go now, don't eat meat, wear diapers, and get out of here, the British. So, and be non-violent, go like this. I won't eat until the British leave, and you don't eat meat. Oh, you understand? Is that a pretty good Gandhi impersonation? No? Was I...
Keep going, come
anyway, you go, choke on it, spit on it. Anyway, so what happened is, so that's what they think. They think that he could be Gandhi. Yes, sir, ladies and gentlemen. What do you think, huh? Okay, you're now going to go down a big internet wormhole, down Hughes hole. How does it feel, baby? So here's what's going to happen. I think this is gross. So what happens is, also a lot of people think Prokhorov could actually have gone to a marine land of the Pacific, a big outdoor amusement park, which hasn't existed about 40 years, back to time and space, and become a dolphin and go, and they throw him fish, you know what I mean? But this dolphin only eats pickled fish, so they think that he's a Russian. Did you know that? He eats little pickled fish like this, and he eats caviar, and he says, it's good caviar. There's no dolphin talks like that, so they think it could be him. That's Prigozhin. Or he could have changed his last name to, yeah, and then they say, is this Mr. Prigozhin? And he says, no, this is Mr. Ladies and gentlemen. Hey, did you ever meet a toothless old woman in the subway? And she try to get friendly with you? You give her a few dollars, something like that, and tell her what to do. Okay, there's also a lot of rumors Then what he did was he went to Bakersfield, California, and opened up Prigozhin's Fly Fish Tackle Shop and sells all kinds of bait. He sells that kind of cheese bait you roll up, you know, and it floats like that. He says, what kind of bait you like? And he goes like and says, how did you get in Bakersfield, man? So I got here somehow. Where are you from? Europe. So you know he's from Russia because he says Europe. See, that's the only European country with, say, Europe. When you ask them where they're from. See, everybody else says where they're from. Russians always say Europe because they think you don't like Russians. I like Russians of all kinds. Last night I had a black Russian. I had a little vodka and Kahlua. You know what a black Russian. Okay. Sometimes I have a Missouri Mule. You like that? How about a whiskey sour in the morning, baby? That's classy. Lay there with your love of your life and have a whiskey sour and say, I'm so glad I saved up all this money so that you and I could enjoy this really good life. And then you turn and your plastic love doll is just laying there glistening. And you go, I gotta start cleaning you out every night, man. You're glistening in the morning. Don't you hate that? See, the one I have, it's got an internal section. You pull that out, you run hot water over it, clean it out, you lay it in the kitchen. Hope your friends don't show up because they'll say, hey, is there a JJ here in the dirty dishes? Don't touch there. That belongs to Edna over there. And that has to do with Prigozhin, that story, ladies and gentlemen, because some people think that Prigozhin is my sex doll, but that's not true. See, I belong to the Sex Doll of the Month Club. I never get bored with my sex doll. What I do is every month, I send it in. It's in a big coffin. I send it in, postage paid. They send me another one, a different one, every month, a different sex doll. So this one showed up, and instead of being a beautiful woman of whatever race, this looked like a dead Russian guy with a bullet hole in him, in a Russian uniform. And it looked like, it said, Prigozhin, is that you? Wouldn't answer me. So I did what any good American would do. I turned him over, but just for the next 30 days, it's not so bad. But I think that could be him, had a strong vodka smell. So I think he's disguised as my love doll. He just lays there. What are you doing to me? He has little recordings in there. What are you doing to me? Just, he's nice, Smells like vodka, just like a real Russian. Anyway, and now so you want more of this. You want more of this. Okay, a lot of people think that Mr. Prigozhin is disguised as a can of sardines in olive oil, skinless, boneless, because he was a great master of disguise. What's the last thing they'd look for to see if it's you? Are you Prigozhin? It's just a can of sardines, skinless, boneless, and olive oil. Would that be him? No, that's a perfect disguise. How could he get that small and lay there in a can with no skin, no bones, and just covered in olive oil? Man, I'm not a scientist or a biologist. I don't know this kind of stuff. I just report the news. I don't have all the answers. If I had all the answers, I'd be Bill Gates or God or Johnny Cash or Elvis or somebody like that. I'm just a little guy trying to get by. Also, a lot of people think that Prigozhin could be disguised as himself, not as my love doll, but in the Hollywood Wax Museum, where they have all kinds of wax figures of the current day and of history. They got Putin in there, and they got George W. Bush and George Bush, and they got old Bumba. They got all those guys there. But they also have a Prigozhin a wax figure going like this, with a big bullet hole in his head. And a lot of people think that's really Prigozhin standing there all day going, they never figured it out. They never figured it out. And at 6 o'clock when they close, he goes, oh, fuck, I have to go lay down now, this fuck. And he lays on that bed of nails there they got there at the Hollywood Wax Museum. So a lot of people have asked the Hollywood Wax Museum if the wax figures there are anatomically correct. If they have genitalia, because women have a wazoo and men have a ding-a-linga. And so what they do is they have a special adult tour, where they'll pull down General Patton's pants and you can take a look for yourself. But that's just a rumor. Here's the next fact, which could be a rumor or a fact. And that's a fact. And here's the story. See, what happened was, there's a big anomalous situation in the middle of MGM Studios, which used to be an ancient Indian burial ground. Those Native Americans are very angry because they've been tormented by Prigozhin's ghost. See, I brought back that story that I don't understand why it's funny. Anyway, they're upset because in a parallel universe, Prigozhin's ghost went back to the Native American burial ground located on the MGM studio lot there in Culver City, California. and he sold them some substandard vodka, and they're really angry, and that's why so many movie stars that have been stars at MGM have had very tragic lives and very unfortunate deaths. Do you understand that? Okay, that makes two of us. This is Hughes Cocksworth with Hughes at the News. No, you want more of this shit. But that's just a rumor. Because a lot of people, there are some people, historians and Bible scholars, who think that Prigozhin could also be the king of an ancient civilization that lives underground in a parallel universe somewhere.
Over the rainbow.
Yeah, that's right. Somewhere over the rainbow, you know. And then they think that he could be living down there, you know, wearing a rainbow loincloth, going like this all the time, going, I am Prigozhin. Come on, let's do the hoochie, the coochie. And then, you know what I mean, goes like that. He's a good guy. I don't find fault with him. He can do that. If you want to have your own ancient underground civilization in a parallel universe and wear a fucking rainbow loincloth, more power to you, man. Who am I to tell you what to do? But he likes doing it. I am underground civilization going like this and like, you know, they do the samba. They have a little bit of pecan punch. They enjoy it. Why can't you? If they can have fun underground and not exist, why can't you? What are you working at a mundane job, washing the dishes all night, going, how much do I have to take from that man before I leave? Have you ever done that? You ever wash your dishes after dinner? An appreciative guy puts out his cigarette in the dish and go, he's so crude. He was nice when we were dating, but now I see the real one he is. I've got to break away from him. Have you ever said that to yourself? Oh, yeah. Now, if you've ever said that to yourself, I want to break this to you, but you might be Prigozhin. You might have died and forgot your experience and had a past life regression and be in a parallel universe and go like this. You know what I mean? And do that samba in a rainbow loincloth underground. It sounds more exciting than the life you have right now, doesn't it? Just laying there in bed farting, going, how can I get through the rest of this fucking month? I only got $62. Could you ever do that? You ever lay in bed and your only companion is just your farts, and you're just laying there looking up at that one light bulb in the ceiling going, how can I make it through this month? I've got $62 and I owe $800,000. How the fuck can I do it? Well, you can do it by becoming Prigozhin. That's right, I brought that back. It makes no sense. But this is YouTube. You don't have to make any goddamn sense or prove anything. If I say anything about a certain kind of disease or something, it'll say, please, medical information. You don't get it from guys wearing a fake mustache who had a lot to drink today. You should consult your doctor and things like that. You know what I mean? Some people, they talk about this, you know. And then they get shadow banned and things like that. But I'm not going to be like the groundhog and not be able to see my shadow, ladies and gentlemen, because I'm going to get a new toothpaste. I'll become the most handsome man in the world. And you know what my toothpaste is made with? It's made with the strongest secret ingredient. Prigozhin! Yes, sir, Prigozhin toothpaste. It keeps your teeth white. It has a side effect, though. It makes you speak Russian accent. Be very dishonest. Drink lots of vodka. With vodka. With Prigozhin. So get Prigozhin toothpaste. Yeah, available in regular, mint, wintergreen, and vodka. That's the most okay, ladies and gentlemen. This shows with the news. No, you want me to keep going? I thought he meant wrap it up.
No, more. When I do that, it means move on to the next rumor.
The last time somebody did this, it was an interview at the hospital, and the guy said, is you mental disabled? I said, no, I'm Hughes Cocksworth, man. Why does everybody think I'm this guy named mental disabled? Who the hell is that, huh? Woo, have you been drinking today? No? Please drink something. It's not good to drink alone, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, sir. By afternoon, I'm half Scotch. Anyway, ladies. Oh, yeah. What? Oh, yeah. More Prigozhin. Okay. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, did you know that International House of Pancakes has got a new item on their menu? It's called the Prigozhin breakfast. You get a Prigozhin omelet, you get a glass of Prigozhin orange juice, and you get a Makarov pistol.
And the Prigozhin.
And you get a Prigozhin. You'll understand when you get it. I don't understand. You know what I mean? You ever get pulled over by one of these cops that says, do you know why I pulled you over? And it says, to ask me if I've seen Prigozhin? Yeah. Do you think he's alive or dead? Officer, I don't know. Well, in this part of the country, we don't like people who don't know. Okay, officer, I know. He was killed by Putin. That's right. You're saying the right thing, boy. You're saying the right thing, boy. Now, you just drive on right through this town. And don't stop, because we don't like people, they don't talk about Prigozhin unless we got to tell them. Okay, officer. I'll be good. I'll get through this town. So you be out of here by sundown, boy. And then the guy, he drives out of that town going, man, that guy, I don't know, this is a very strange part of the country. They're not too friendly out here. You ever go through a town like that? They go, well, do you know why I stopped you? He says, I don't know, to pretend you're a southern policeman with an accent and a big belly who had a great big breakfast of biscuits, gravy, and some fried Prigozhin. He says, boy, we don't like you around here, these parts. You keep driving. Be sure to get out of here by sundown. And now here's a word from our sponsor, Prigozhin pantyhose.